Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here of Ye Old Drop Frames, the Boomer Edition. That went pretty well. Mike, I like Mike. Mike's good. He seems like a good one. I've always known of Mike through my wife when she worked at Twitch, but never met him. Feels like I feel a lot better about kind of ads moving forward. So yeah, that was good. I'm glad he came on. I'm also glad he stayed 45 minutes after because his handler
I sent him another message. I'm like, thanks again for staying for staying that long.
I feel really bad. The handler was like, you're like 45 over, sir. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Anyways, little
it's just
housekeeping.
nice to hear someone cares. You know, someone cares enough to like talk to, you know, on a live show, talk to the viewers and shit. Not in a, you know, in a you know, safer environment.
Yeah.
With, you know, constructive questions and stuff. I said that at the beginning, but I just want to let you guys know, like, they totally were fine with, and like all the things that I wanted to ask. Like, it wasn't like they didn't edit any of the questions that I had, which was nice.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we sent over like topics. We usually script out, like I usually script out questions for everyone, like we done with Phil Spencer. And this one we just did general topics. It seemed to work out well. We didn't really stray from them too far, so thought it was good.
Yeah,
thought it was good.
That was a pretty free flowing, open conversation about amongst those topics that we had, which isn't always the case with those discussions when you're talking to like an exec from whatever company or whatever, you know. So that was good. And like you said too, it's nice talking to like longer tenured members of the executive level team or Twitch employees in general, because it's hard, like I mentioned at the end, to take a lot of the words that some of the people in charge say seriously. Without seeing any like stuff actually happen, but even less when you know that they're a new hire, relatively speaking, and you know they don't necessarily have the same investment in stake in the company, keeping it the way that Twitch has been, which is community and broadcaster focused, and making sure that broadcasters are, you know, come first and their concerns are heard. So talking with Mike, it feels a little bit more like that it is heard, you know. You know, that's what we can hope, that those discussions actually go somewhere as opposed to just talking to somebody who's just there for PR, you know.
Right, for sure. We'll do a little housekeeping here. No episode next week. I'll be gone. Actually, me and Max will be at the same thing. I don't want to say what it is, Max, just for whatever's sake, but we'll be at the same thing next week. It's not any business related thing. We're
going to the Texas petting zoo. It happens once a year.
I'm very excited
this year.
Yeah, very excited for the Texas petting zoo.
I actually got invited this year. Is the password still Fidelio?
I think so. I hope so. That's what I'm going to use.
What are you doing? Don't publicly.
Yeah, first rule.
That's like the turbo of the petting zoo is what that is. You can't share.
God, I was so apprehensive about bringing that up to you. I'm like,
which is silly. Like, it's like that's such a silly thing.
Like, I know it's also like when we're talking about like what the pros do is run ads at the beginning of their broadcast when people are still coming in.
Yeah.
Like, we never thought of that. You know, it's like they know turbo is there. You know, they're not like, you know, oblivious. Like, oh shit, we forgot to get the turbo.
Yeah.
Wait, that's still running? What?
Mike just we
need to turn it off. That. No, Jeff.
It's like on the corporate level. It's the corporate, like, you know, company level of you forgetting that you have a subscription to this thing you no longer use.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no show next week on the 30th. On the 6th, we'll all be back. Co is out today. If you're just joining late or you skipped ahead in the VOD or whatever, he's doing some family stuff. He'll be back on the 6th as well. And I think for the full 3 hours, if not, we haven't worked out exactly how long he'll be on the show, but Shroud is going to be joining us for, I think, his second time, Zeke, or third time.
DFPS God?
I think it's second time.
I think second. Yeah.
And we cool. Talked to Shroud pre-mixer, right? So like, poor Shroud. Poor Shroud is who we spoke to. So now we're going to be talking to Rich Shroud and seeing how that goes. We'll see what happens.
Actually, we're going to be talking through his PR manager
Right,
to him. It's going to be a lot of paraphrasing. We actually have to submit questions.
Yeah, that one does have to be scripted. There's just too much money involved.
Gave us
and it's all on his
questions.
side. All the money's on his side. We have none of that.
That'd be great if Shroud like leaned into that joke for some reason. You're like, last time, you know, somebody comes through mid broadcast, misses his face, and like moisturizes his hands. He just goes like this. And he's like, yeah, totally, guys.
Yeah. I'm expecting that.
You got to take care of those hands, man.
You do.
He's
you better have them insured.
Expensive hands.
Actually, Zeke, you remember this because I won't. We need to ask him if he has his hands insured.
Okay, I'll remember.
I wonder. I wouldn't be like I wonder. That's actually a great question for him. If he knows if any pro gamers have their hands insured.
Put that question down. He might know.
Yeah.
People got to know.
We've never really had like an esports person on the show as well. Maybe I should do that. An esports
I'm sure like it's something that's come up if you're a professional or anything, you know, like
I mean,
wasn't there like the whole kerfuffle about Beckham's legs being insured for like 10 million each or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
I was at various H1Z1 invitationals and PUBG invitationals. So I mean, you guys, if you wanted to talk to
your hands
pro in some level gamer, I mean, I can tell you what it's like at the very ass end of
the bottom of the barrel. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, have you thought about insuring your voice though, Max?
I don't even know who do I talk to? I mean, an insurance agent. Also, no, I have not thought about that. What does that even mean?
It's probably someone like I would think that's like a Hollywood
voice gets fucked up, I get paid out. What?
Yes,
I don't even.
Yes, exactly that. It's like having car insurance.
Who says yes to that?
It's paid for.
I don't know.
People who put strenuous, like people who make their money off of their certain body part.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad idea in general. Like, and people that do it, obviously insuring things that are important to your job and livelihood. But I just don't know how that works.
Yeah,
it's like insuring your business. Like if it burns down, then you don't. Insurance pays out.
I imagine it's not cheap. So right now my insurance is just take care of my voice the way I have. Like if a random fucking hawk comes along and claws out my vocal cords, you know, that's something different.
Are you worried about that? Is that like top of mind for you when
you're
just walking?
Now that I said it, now that it's out there.
Do you just like walk around in Texas? Like, are you worried about the petting zoo next weekend? Oh God, there's a hawk, JP. What do I do?
This is really fun, you guys.
He every time he leaves, every time he goes outside, he has to put one of those fucking neck braces on. It's like, oh, this is I have to. It's for
animals can be trained for anything. Are you kidding me? The hawks are very intelligent. What if somebody has a very specific hit out on my vocal cords because they know it's how I earn a living, and it's even worse than killing me.
Oh,
you get to watch my life crumble around me.
You're giving your stalkers energy right now, Max. That's what you're doing.
All right, I'm gonna mute up for a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, Jesus.
Cut later to the FBI interviewing Max's loved ones and families. Like, did he have any enemies? You know.
There's just a bird behind jail cell. Just a falcon sitting there looking at the camera. Caw! A little bit of like blood on the side. This is getting way too graphic. Let's move forward. Oh God, what's going on in the world of news? Did either of you follow this Bayonetta stuff?
Loosely, a little bit. By loosely, I mean seeing all the noise talking around it, but not actually knowing like the crux of what it was. But then getting the gist of probably what it was about.
Yeah, it seems like it's internet outrage. It's just like the core internet outrage. So to introduce it, correct me where I'm wrong, because I'm going to be. I didn't follow the story that closely. Bayonetta's original voice actress by the name of Helena Taylor, probably Helena, put out a tweet and a video where she claims that Platinum only offered her $4,000 total to voice the role, and she was asking fans to boycott the game. So that went giga viral, I think like the 15th, so last weekend maybe. And then it like came out that the people started like going after oh God, I'm blanking. Mass Effect voice actress, help. what's her name?
Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, people started going after Jennifer Hale because she is now the current voice actress for Bayonetta. And she put out a statement that said, like, hey, I can't talk about this because of NDAs, please respect, blah, blah, blah. And then it eventually came out through like Jason Schreier and some different reporters that she wasn't fully truthful with the whole situation and that it was actually like $4,000 for multiple sessions and it totaled around like 15 grand or something, which still kind of low, I think. I mean, I don't know like
Still
voice rates, but
for that high profile of a character that you're voicing, and if you're recognized as the voice of that, I would say that's probably pretty low.
Yeah, it seems low to me, but I'm not in the voice acting world, and I don't think either of you two are. But yeah, basically, it came out that she was lying.
Not since that hawk ripped out my vocal cords.
You gotta watch out for them. They're crazy. They're crazy. And then
they're training hawks right now to rip out her vocal cords. By
that's
the way.
right.
My industry contacts tell me that they're.
I just love how quick it was, just off the dome. It's like, did you have a dream about that, Max, or something? Like,
no, I just have a very weird brain. Things always go
so
weird when I'm on the
fast.
show. You guys know this.
Yeah. Look, everyone knows that's Mercer's worst nightmare is a hawk. He hates them.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about it much, but he fucking hates hawks. He just has a burning hatred. Ask him about it. I hope, please ask
That's
him
why
about
Matt
it.
Mercer doesn't play Falf anymore, because that disc, whoa.
Exactly. And then Platinum put out a statement that basically said, like, yeah, we're not going to talk about any of this. Thanks for talking about it. And now it's over. Now I guess it's like done from my point of view.
Leave Jen Hale alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also leave Jennifer Hale alone. Yeah. Stop bothering her. You crazy people.
Yeah.
And that's like it. Like it. The whole thing just seemed a little bit silly to me in retrospect.
I think. Speaking of the rates again, it's like if you're, as far as I understand, because I don't play the Bayonetta series and all that stuff, if she's the established voice of that character, and this is obviously what Bayonetta 3 they were talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As you are part of the series like that, something that's really popular and people are so attached to the iconic voice, you would think that obviously the pay is going to go up over standard rates. It should, anyways. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly like what she ended up getting paid, but yeah.
Yeah.
And when people too talk about like when they talk about work hours and stuff for voice acting and stuff, it's so different for video games because this isn't just like your regular sitting there like, okay, say this line, sure, yeah. They say the line, they say it however many times they have to say it. Re-records happen all the time. Like there's a lot. It's super strenuous and can be super damaging depending on what you're doing to your voice. Obviously, yeah, that's still a lot of money. But specifically when you're talking about somebody who's the iconic voice of a series, you would expect them to probably pay a little bit more. So there's a little bit, of like, hey, yeah, maybe she should get paid more because she's been the iconic voice of this series for a long while. But I don't know anything about that she lied or she misconstrued or broke NDA. I don't know any details at all. I'm just speaking strictly about that aspect of it.
Yeah. Immediately when I heard this story come out and all that shit, and I was like, of course the gut reaction is to be like, fuck them, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then just like immediately afterwards, like, oh, guess who's taking over? Jen Hale. And I'm like, now that's fishy now, because if they offered, blank to pay the original voice actor, and then they get Jen Hale, who is arguably one of the most well-known and well-recognized voice actors.
Yeah, she's A-list voice acting.
Yeah.
And then they go get her, like, there's no fucking way they lowballed that shit, Like, so that was right immediately. I was like, that's fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like she, like someone said, she's misrepresented situation for outrage. So I don't know. It seemed like a mess all around.
It did
in general.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, that seems messy. I'm not going to look into that.
Yeah. People in my chat are saying, and I saw multiple people say this, not just one. It says she asked for 6 figures and residuals for about 20 hours of work. So take that for
so I would say probably the better way to go about that would be not asking for 6 figures and then keep the residuals. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because like have a percentage, some negotiation there. I think that would probably be the better way of attacking that. Just speaking how I would if I was in that scenario, as being like, hey, I should be better appreciated for doing this for a long while. Still pay me the voice acting rate that's fair, maybe a little bit more on top, just as like hey, we're keeping you here. We appreciate you being a part of the series, and then working out some sort of deal of like residuals or percentage of sales or something like that because you're a part of the franchise long term. But I don't know that I'd just be like, $100,000, do it. Because there is some realization of like, okay, yes, you're still working, but it's not like we're not asking you to record for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight of, it's not like maybe like a Red Dead 2 scenario. You know what I mean? Where the lines that they must have recorded, those sessions must have been insane for how much time you're in the booth.
Yeah.
And also, like, the other thing that was brought up that I think, no one's going to admit to this because it's a shitty thing to do, but I know of, like, not even this situation, but I know of people who have gotten like offers of less just to make them leave, so like someone might like yeah, like the people in the I just made up a hypothetical fake situation where like the people in the sound booth are like, God, she's awful, right? Like, God, like I hope they don't pay her like that much next time. Like,
Jeez.
maybe if they offer her less money, she won't come back. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know any of these people from Adam, but
yeah,
that's a feasible situation where you don't want to outright fire him, so you offer him less money.
Yep. We'll never know. And to be honest, we probably shouldn't have known any of this was happening, but that's, they went public with it. And that's, you got to see a little bit of the veil removed from the world of video games business.
Show business is always fucking filthy, though. It's a dirty business.
It's true. It's true. Speaking of people getting screwed, I guess that's the transition I'll go with. Comcast is killing G4 TV. It's done. It lasted a year. The CEO, Dave Scott, explained that the company's investments and efforts to revive the network just didn't gain traction. If you want to talk about being screwed over, a lot of the folks that were associated with G4, in terms of the creators and content creators that were involved in the different series that they did, they all found out from Twitter when this went public. They didn't even know ahead of time that it was happening. Yeah. So that's really
the industry standard of
fucked.
Finding out you don't have a job in the current age.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that it happened to.
That exact same thing happened to me at a job that I had. I was working as a bar back and a DJ. I wouldn't say I was a real DJ. I played CDs at this bar, for people to dance to and shit. And I come in one day and they go, the business is closed, everyone's fired. And you just walk in, you're like, say, what now? I was supposed to work tonight. They're like, yeah, we sold the business and now no one has a job anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's essentially what happened with Gerard the Completionist, who responded to Wario64's tweet, who's a popular Twitter account for tweeting out news and things like that of the gaming world. He responded and said, hey, this tweet is how I found out I lost my job. How neat. That was about 3 minutes after Wario's tweet went live. I saw Austin Creed, who also does a bunch of stuff with G4. He was on a flight and he bought wireless on the flight so that he could look at Twitter or something. That's how he found out, was during that flight. I think Golden Boy also found out. We've had him on the show before. He found out via Twitter as well. I think he was in mid negotiations or something, according to chat. That's what he was saying. He was trying to negotiate a new deal with G4. So just seems like a fucking nightmare. That said, when you look at G4 and what they were trying to do, not that shocking. That's the other side of it. It's like there's friends that we have that like work there and stuff in the industry, but it's also from what I was seeing that they were doing with it, I was like, feels like you guys are trying to revive this thing that maybe shouldn't have been revived. I don't know. I think they were banking on a lot of people having nostalgia for G4 and rallying around it.
but no, because G4, even when it was a thing, like we all watched it because it was a part of cable. You know what I mean? And it was like our way. The landscape has changed so much more. People are not getting their information and wanting to watch G4. You know, there's so many other better, more concise, more direct, more specialized options for like the information that they want to get. It's not just like the typical landscape of just like, you know, old shows, G4 and X-Play and all that stuff. That era of like gaming news and shows is pretty much over.
Yeah. Well, and like, funniest part about all this, we're talking about how G4 kind of failed because no one was watching it. There's a billion people in chat right now saying, "What the fuck is G4?" Right? They just don't.
Yeah, it's
they
like
just don't know.
It's from a different era. Yeah, it's a different time. And like, while there's people that I'm sure were interested in it, it's not enough to I'm sure satisfy the expectations that a company like Comcast would want. You know, putting the money behind it.
And computers used to be separate things. Like,
right.
We used to get our entertainment from one of them and our porn from the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're both the same thing. There are still television shows, and I'm sure you know what a television show is because of football, probably. Football is still on television.
Yeah. Well, they've got it on Twitch now, too.
For now.
Yeah. G4 is essentially Twitch from 20 years ago or 15 years ago. Like most of the content that you watch on Twitch today, like this, like 3 people talking about video games, that's what G4 was trying to do 15 years ago. And they were pretty successful because there was no Twitch. There was no, like, video game reviews didn't have a personality attached to it. They kind of like were part of that initial outset with people like Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler. They started a lot
Olivia
of that.
Munn.
Yeah, Olivia Munn as well. She
she started on Attack of the Show, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so now with them like essentially taking people from Twitch and trying to do the inverse of Twitch to television, but also Twitch to Twitch, like things got okay viewership. But when you have like 200 employees, you need like 6-digit viewership low on your bad shows and like multi-100,000 on your high end to be able to like facilitate revenue for all those people and paychecks for all those people. And they got like a couple thousand. Some of their like bigger shows, when they would use bigger content creators, would get like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000. I think during TwitchCon, they did a show with Austin Show and Will Neff. I'm forgetting the name, but they had a bunch of like Carl Jacobs and Sanabi and all them, and they were like 40, 50,000. And even then, you need that for like every show. Yeah, Name Your Price was the name of that show. You need that for like every show, and maybe even more so than that, to be able to pay out like 200 employees. So I'm not shocked to see it die. It makes total sense to me that it did.
And what I can't understand, what I can't fathom, and I mean, there's probably, you know, owning the name and, you know, whatever licensing rights, stuff like that, but why they didn't just like try and revive like shows from G4 onto other streaming sites, you know?
Yeah.
Because if there was a weekly video game show on Netflix, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
But if it's on TV, I didn't even know. I like G4 died. I'm like, G4 was revived.
Right.
Yeah, there was a bit too where I didn't even know. Just saw people talking about it, or people that were working on it that were friends saying like, yeah, G4. I'm like, really? I had the similar response.
Yeah. It was on Twitch and that was it. It was on Twitch and TV. Whereas like our generation and the Zoomers, they don't watch TV. Like for the most part, they don't even have it. Like I have YouTube TV. That's how I watch TV. And even then that's for like the Super Bowl. Right? Like,
just to clarify too, did they put this back again on TV?
Yes, it had its own channel. It was on G4. They had their own channel. It didn't do well. I saw some numbers.
Were they streaming as well?
Yes, they were doing it both. It was simulcast. Granted, the TV stuff was edited down, and the Twitch stuff was like full live, I think is how they were handling it. I did see some reports that they had like 1,000 people watching on TV. Like that was their numbers, which is really low for television standards. That's like abysmally
That's
low.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Different era. That the numbers support that. Like we said, 1,000 people watching on TV. That's crazy low. That's insane.
Yeah.
Comcast probably saw that and was like, get him out of here. Like,
to be honest, the other thing too is most of the content creators that were working with them will be fine. They'll find jobs. They have platforms that they already utilize.
Of course, yeah.
And get paid.
It's
what sucks is the editors and the producers and everyone else
ones
that was
made the show
facilitating
happen on the back end.
Yes, those people lost their job and will now have to find a new one. Like those are the people that everyone got screwed over, but those people got especially screwed over. So
yeah.
Hopefully
remember the last
figure
house
it out.
or apartment or whatever you lived in that had cable TV?
Yeah, I think that house that I was in San Antonio had at least it had the cable outs on the wall. Most new houses don't have cable outs anymore unless you request it. Like the actual.
No, I mean a cable that you paid for, or whoever owned the house paid for.
Oh. I mean, you can do that with almost any house these days, right? Can't you just say I want to get cable and they come and install it?
No. When was the last time you each individually lived in a
Oh,
house?
it had cable.
You or someone else paid for cable? Yeah.
Early 2000s, probably.
Yeah.
If YouTube TV doesn't count, like early 2000s.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I must have gotten cable at one point. You know what? I don't know if I did, honestly, even when I moved out, like initially. I don't know if I did because I was still like streaming and mainly concerned with just doing stuff online. And I don't know if it was like it may have happened. It might have been one of those things where it was bundled with the internet and I was like, sure, but did I use it ever? Probably not really.
My brother has like bundled TV with
there's still a lot of people that have bundled TV.
With their
usually
internet
they're
stuff.
older.
Yeah.
But
the other thing, in terms of 4K content, it's actually easier to get 4K content through like cable TV than it is like streaming services because you have to pay a premium.
You got to pay the premium, right?
Yeah.
I think is how that works.
It's
I want
all
to say
now
2005
too.
was the last time that I had cable.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
We thought we were getting away from cable and paying for all this stuff we don't need. And
cyclical.
we're right back at it. God damn it.
Oh, we pay more
I remember
these days,
in order to get cable, I had to get a fucking landline. That was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because I live in Montana and it's pretty much the same everywhere you go. You know, cable ISPs are the new cable company. It's like a monopoly, like one cable company. And they in order to get it for a decent price, you could get cable only, but it was cheaper to get the bundle and get them to install a fucking landline.
Yeah.
Rather than just get cable.
Do any of you guys have a landline right now?
No.
See, that's concerning too. I don't either.
Why is that concerning?
What happens when everything goes to shit and the zombie apocalypse happens?
I've got a hawk that can take people's.
You got a hawk? Oh my god! Does it rip throats out too?
I'm gonna train it from now on. I'm gonna make some.
You gotta
enemies.
train it to rip the throat out. You gotta.
Mercer better watch out.
You want to hear just a random vision I had?
What's that?
I had a random image
me with a
of my
hawk
head.
glove on and holding.
No, I had a random image in my head of someone watching our show who does art for Magic the Gathering cards or does ideas, and he's like, "Oh, throat ripper hawk." Okay, I'm gonna make that card.
Yeah, it's a silencing card. It's like a counterspell card. It just takes the voice box right out. Yeah, that's how that goes. Oh god.
I'm saying the telephone companies are barely maintaining the copper wire network. Most switch boxes are falling apart, and there's a ton of static on them. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's always just the thing that I have worry of, like in this scenario, whatever apocalyptic or just emergency scenario where all cell signals messed up and you can't connect and call anybody. Communication like that, I guess, is scary. Because you're assuming in this scenario, too, that the internet's also out. I also think that way in terms of, what if things do go bad like that, and then you have no internet, you don't have the ability to stream anything. So I'm also kind of resupplying and stocking up on the shows that I really like.
Oh, you're just always having stuff.
I bought the entire Star Trek TNG on old DVDs because I'm like, bro, I need that. I need that for my sanity. If things get bad, if I need to just kind of hunker down.
Are you becoming a prepper? Is that what's? Are you gonna
listen, I don't want to talk to
build
you.
a bunker?
If you want to get into it, we can. I got MREs.
If we don't have you thought about this? If we don't have cell phone, cable, landlines, how the fuck are you gonna find power to watch DVDs?
Generator, JP.
Oh, you've got a generator. Solar. Oh, so you are fully committed to the prepper life.
I don't want to talk about what I got. All right. I just want to let you know these are things I've thought about.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, we got some neighbors that are willing to run in a big old hamster wheel, take shifts.
You got a bunch of gas stored?
Yeah.
Again, I can't talk about what I have not stored.
How very Ron Swanson of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I got gold stashed. Or do I?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What else is there in news? A lot of games coming out. We'll talk about those in just a sec. I'm just seeing if there's anything else we missed. I think that's kind of it. People are just playing video games. They're not really in the news too much. Is there anything that you guys know we missed and we haven't discussed? Zeke, anything? You know, you've been on the show. Max hasn't been here, so he doesn't know what we've talked about or even chat.
It's true, I know.
No, you honestly, you covered most of the shit that I had heard of in my, like my chat tells me like, hey, did you hear about that?
That's true.
And I want to act interested in that shit, but more often than not, I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care about
it's all
that news story at all. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, it's a lot of drama stuff. Like people were mentioning the Rooster Teeth stuff that happened. Like that's.
And I don't even know. I know they were in the news because I saw them trending, but I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
I don't even know. Again, I know Cliff Notes, but still so ignorant where I don't even feel comfortable talking about it. I just know that it happened.
Yeah.
Comfortable talking about it in the sense that like I don't know enough about what happened specifically to actually make any sort of statement or opinion on it.
I'd be reading an article right now to try to figure out what happened and then give a immediate opinion. So just not going to do that. That's not smart in the age of the internet. Zeke, you had no moment.
And I'm like, literally my reaction was like, ah, shit, more stuff with Rooster Teeth. That's not surprising,
Yeah. Yeah.
This might be what you're talking about as far as, upcoming games or whatever, but the Silent Hill release stuff.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of their reveal. Did either of you, are either of you like big Silent Hill fans?
I'm not huge, but really. Like what they like just what the headlines gave us, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like Silent Hill. It's not among like my favorites because it's got a lot of like I've only played the older ones, I guess. So it holds a nostalgic place, but not a fun gameplay place in my heart because it's so like it's so jank and slow and like all that shit, and it's like convoluted like answers to things. Like, like that whole Resident Evil, Silent Hill, like that whole like genre of games that were coming out all at the same time.
Yeah.
Just like I can see why people loved it at the time, but now it's rough to go back sometimes.
Yeah. I did see I'm prepping footage, sorry. I did see when they were revealing this whole trailer here, they referred to this in their like promotional material as one of the greatest games of all time. Is Silent Hill regarded as one of the greatest games of all time? Is that a thing?
I think it's kind of like the awards that happen on the Summer Games Fest or Game Awards. It's like, and most anticipated game is what we paid for or what they paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat's saying Silent Hill 2 is up there.
I've been muted saying, yeah, I don't know, but
okay. Thanks for
back high.
As a horror game,
no, it's not.
I get that. I just don't know, like, of all time is a lot of time.
I would agree with what my buddy Mutachi's saying in chat. It's iconic, but not the greatest. That's how I'd look at it. Like, definitely recognizable.
It's definitely iconic. That I can get behind.
Greatest of all time. No, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
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 I think the only
It
one of
depends on who
that
you ask
kind of
that.
ilk and generation that I would say is widely regarded as one of the best games of all time would be RE4. Like that's the one of those
Yeah,
that
I could get more
everyone
behind
points
that.
to. Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that as well. Which also had a new trailer coming out. But I will say this shit looks spooky as hell. I mean, it looks like Silent Hill for me was there's like stages of crazy horror games, and like Resident Evil I could watch my brother play. We never rented Silent Hill because that was some truly demonic fucked up shit. I couldn't watch him play it. So I've never actually seen Silent Hill from start to finish, apart from like maybe a speed run or something like that. Which those aren't scary at all. In fact, they're usually more comedic than anything. But graphically, this, I mean, looks great. Looks nice and terrifying. Those are some.
I would check
some
it out
nurses right
as
there.
somebody who never really played Silent Hill much.
Yeah.
When is it? Sorry, when is this coming out? Or
I don't know.
is this trailer for-
This was a teaser trailer, so I don't even know if we got anything around a date. We probably got a year. We'll see
Okay,
here at
that's
the
what I
end.
was asking. Like, this isn't something that's happening anytime soon. I only asked because it's specifically like spooky horror kind of stuff, and we're at the end of spooky month, so I don't know if it was like timed with Halloween release or something. So this is just something later on.
This is much later on. Yeah, much later on. So there's Pyramid Head. That's
Yeah,
now that's
the
iconic.
Pyramid Head guy.
That's iconic.
Yeah, that's iconic. That's true.
Yeah.
According to
I have
the
interest in it.
IGN article, I think there's Silent Hill 2 remake, Silent Hill Townfall, spin-off developed by No Code Studios. Oh, No Code, who did Stories Untold, which I absolutely love.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. That's right. Silent Hill F is a spin-off series that's set in this 1960s Japan. Silent Hill Ascension. Participants around the world.
That was like a
will
live
control the
thing.
characters. Oh, okay. Oh, basically, it says basically a Let's Play Pokemon version of a new Silent Hill story. Like what? That didn't explain much to me. Yeah.
Yes. So in the promotional material for that, it had like people chatting and saying like, "Go left, go left, go left," and then I don't know how they're going to decide what to do, but it's a choose your own adventure live thing, kind of like Pokemon plays or Twitch plays Pokemon rather.
Yeah.
I guess.
Movie, I think. So Return to Silent Hill movie. Christopher Gans, director of the first movie.
The
is making a
cinematic
third
universe of Silent Hill.
They've made two
Phase
of those,
1.
right? I think there's 2 movies, maybe 3.
Or as we know it, the SKU.
Yes, exactly. So that happened. That was the whole thing. There's
also. I was like, oh, okay.
Your derisive laugh is like candy to me.
There's also some RE4. I haven't watched this trailer, but you guys mentioned RE4. They had a big event a couple days ago. People apparently are very hyped for this this remake.
Oh, I saw an article or something. I don't know if it was a GIF or like a clip from the game. Like, there's a part where in the original game where you free a dog, from a bear trap or something like that, and in the remake, they just straight up like you just come upon a dead dog, and it's not that like it's a pixelated dog, whatever.
Yeah,
but like it just made me beg the question, like why? Why would they change that?
Yeah, I don't know. It might
Be
might pop up here
edgier,
soon.
Be more like, yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this might be a silly conversation to have in this day and age, and I'm probably jumping on the bandwagon. Is anyone else tired of remakes and remasters and all this shit? Like I'm kind of over them. Like I don't, especially like the Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah,
like, I'm kind of like that's all they've. I mean, Resident Evil 8, I guess, but they're also just in like remake and remastered. It's all the craze.
I don't mind it.
They're remastering Horizon, the first one. You know, that 5-year-old game.
when they take out, I'm with JP with this in terms of like when they're remastering stuff that's like pretty old and they're bringing it like to the new, and it's like, okay, I can see how that might work. Maybe it's good for the people that are nostalgic for the series. You know, like say it's a 10-year-old game or even older. That's cool for them to replay it.
Yeah.
And revisit it
Sure,
with like adult eyes and stuff.
Totally.
And then it also is appealing to somebody maybe like me who's hasn't played these old games. And I'm like, you know what? I missed that. I get to experience it now with the new hotness of in the new engine and graphics and all that. But like, yeah, when you're talking about their remaster, they're getting a little crazy remastering games that are only 5 years old. Like, the fuck are you doing?
Well, and
like,
they
game's
said
still modern.
They said
like,
the reason that they're remastering Horizon is so that when the TV series, I think it's a Netflix series, comes out, it's so that those fans have the like a new refreshed version to play rather than like the PS4 version, I guess is what it is. Which like from a business point of view, I get. But fuck, man. Like it's getting to the point where it's just like Hollywood where it's all sequels and there's like very few new IP because sequels and you're hearing this from someone who's like a giant fanboy of the Marvel stuff. That stuff makes money and it's tried and tested.
You'd have to have a
money.
show about Marvel in order to be a fanboy.
It's true. I do. Tune in tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Couple of things. First, that dog thing I mentioned, hoax, or not a hoax, but like it was a different dog, different scene, something like that. So that has been dispelled. I apologize. There's a difference between like the remake and a remaster because they're not like
Oh yeah, there's definitely
the same thing.
Yeah. They get jumbled together a lot, but yeah, there's a difference.
A remake means they're making the game like basically from scratch with the skeleton of the original game as a guide for making the game again.
Yeah.
The remaster is like taking the exact same game and just like squirting some giving it an Irish bath, like here's some perfume and deodorant, there you go, get out there.
Yeah.
But also when you asked that question, I loved it because you're like, are we remaking, remastering, blah, blah, too much? And everybody's like a whole flood of yeses, a few no's, but a whole flood of yeses. And then what I want to tell those people, or what I want to call them out is like, you think it's too many remasters until it's a classic game that you loved.
100%. Yes. This stuff preys on I'm blanking completely on the term, but it preys on like the audience of old and nostalgia. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
It preys on nostalgia 100%. Cause if I can name 4 or 5 games right now, if they remade that, I'd buy it 100%. And they're remaking games that are like massive classics. Resident Evil 4, we talked about being one of the games of all time, right?
Yeah.
So they know exactly what they're doing. It just feels like we're just getting so many more lately, rather than just like brand new experiences. But maybe just that is what it is, right? That's how it is today. It's easier to make.
Is anyone else, when you see like a streamer or like say just right now, JP, when that video ended, I look at all of the related stuff and be like, what have you been watching? Because YouTube's about to tell me what, like, what have you been watching?
Here's let me tell you the really scary one is watching TikTok on public speakers with like a significant other or someone near. Because that like this algorithm is like kind of strong. TikTok picks up on your fucking voice, man. So it'll show you shit that like you've said, like, or you've talked about just around your phone. That's living life dangerously there. The other thing too is there's so many vocal cues or audio cues to the type of content that you're gonna get on TikTok. When it comes to just like the music that people constantly use for that whatever type of content, that specific thing. So if someone hears that, like, what was that? What'd that just show? What was that type deal? So I'm right there with you, Max. Also, there's my what do you call this? End card? I don't know what you even call this on YouTube. Suggested videos.
Suggested, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Guilty Gear. We got Sneeko is pissed
right now.
Who's Sneeko?
Damn, he's so pissed. I don't know.
Oh, we got 100%. We got a little gamer nexus here, right there.
Ooh.
A lot of Final Fantasy stuff.
Cool.
Max is in there. He's living that algorithm. Old Maximilian. Wo long. Yeah. Anyways. I'm right there with
Yeah.
Full
and-
remasters that are really classic and old. I'm not so keen on the ones that are like we said, like Horizon stuff that doesn't need a remaster.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, what's the time limit? How many years? How many years before you go? Okay, that's fine. You can remaster
It's
that.
It's
tough
when-
now too because
It's when the
concept
hardware
of-
is no longer easily accessible.
yeah, that's true.
That's
that'd
when
be
a
good way of putting
remaster
it
makes
without-
sense to me.
That makes sense.
Like
It's hard
PS
to ask
yeah.
years wise. After at this point playing video games, not only just playing video games, but playing video games as a job for a long while. For us, it's harder to be like. It depends on your age group, right?
Yeah.
Of what is old and what is not, years wise. Because you could say 7 years ago, but then you start talking about the titles that came out 7 years ago, and you're like, "It's not that old, is it?" like I feel like it wasn't that old.
Yeah.
No, just buddy, your perception of time's different now.
Well, Max, I don't know if you know this, but as you get older, time passes faster. Have you heard about this phenomenon?
Stop saying it. Shut up.
Chat's
I don't have grays in my beard.
tune in to MCU Crew. We'll talk all about it tomorrow, Max.
Yeah,
It'll be a good
tomorrow.
time.
What time is that at?
1 p.m. Eastern, as I said.
Nice.
That's when that
Very
goes
nice.
down.
And that's a show about Marvel?
And also
Shows?
time. Yeah, we also talk a lot about time and how
Oh.
it passes faster as you get older.
Right.
At least
Okay.
once a week.
Cool.
Yeah.
I and others should tune into that.
You should. That's a little inside joke for people on this show. Hey, I didn't play any of this because I was traveling that weekend. Zeke, I don't know if you did. Max, I know you did because this is right up your cruise alley. How's
What did I
that? How's that Darktide game? Was that good?
Fun. It was just a beta. So it was like a short little little snippet of what it was.
Snap it.
So there wasn't like it's a little snippet of
It's a technical
gameplay. But
snacky.
yeah, no. If you're interested in, that universe and that play style, even if you're not interested in a universe, like just that cooperative FPS, greedy kind of getting in there and just shooting shit, and it's good. I enjoyed it. However, it was just like a small little beta. It's a little snippet. So
What was it like? How much content does it? How the hell did I get?
It depends. So as a streamer for that beta there, it wasn't the full game, and we'll snap it. Like I said, it's only like a couple missions or levels, like maybe 3, 4 at most. And each one maybe lasts for like 15 to 20 minutes ish.
Okay.
So
4
there's a
levels,
lot of
what you
grind.
said.
But however, there's a lot of content there if you want to grind those levels over and over and play them at higher difficulty and get more better weapons, more better weapons. I'm good at English.
Nice. Sorry, I'm going to interject here. I was trying to find footage of it. What
Don't you put my
language did I
channel up here. What
find
is
your?
this?
Where am I?
I don't know. What is? Huh?
I googled GassyMexican Darktide, and it led me to here.
Schema video.
And
Swedish? Yeah.
it's not even like I would go like maybe Spanish, but Swedish.
No.
Yeah. Like, how the hell did I?
Gebort in enumeration.
Someone's watching from Sweden right now. Oh shit! I should subscribe to this guy. He just got one.
Top streamer.
I don't even know how. Like,
Swedish.
weird. I've never had that happen before. Sorry, that's the complete thing. Yeah.
It's all right.
Anyways, here's some footage of it.
Darktide was cool. I'm excited for future betas when they show more content and stuff. I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the previous series and things that Fat Shark has put out, yeah, more of that. More gun heavy, obviously. Oh, there you go. You found it. Look at that. Game's gorgeous too, by the way. The environments and stuff, especially for people who are super nerdy on the the 40K
Kind of stuff.
the 40K well, that too, but the 40K like lore and stuff, being able to like walk through a lot of these environments of like the mega cities and whatnot. I think I'm using the correct term. I played with Burke, right, who is a massive nerd
fanboy
in that regard. So my favorite thing in pastime when we do these games is to get him to start ranting about whatever. Like, what's your favorite faction in this? What's the one thing that you maybe don't like that other people really do like? And then it was like, well, see, he's the goddamn, and then it'll say X thing. Like, everybody likes him, but it's stupid because it doesn't make any freaking sense. And then he'll just keep ranting in Burke's style and fashion.
Yeah.
And then I just use that as a time to even use the bathroom.
That
happened several times this stream where I prompt him for a response. So that way there's less dead air while I get up and go use the bathroom.
Smart.
It's very fun. But it's also really interesting to hear, somebody who knows a lot of the lore. And he's on like a base level, I feel like, as far as 40K people go with lore, because that shit just goes deep.
Yeah.
But it's interesting as somebody that doesn't know it to be running through these environments and him explaining, this is this and such. We're in the mega super cities and all this stuff. And right now, these are the, I can't even remember the term.
The hive.
Chaos, right?
Oh, the chaos.
Section, like the chaos, whatever. Yeah. It's like these people are either they ask chaos to help them out and give them power, and that varies, right? Sometimes it's just like, all right, here's a base level, you fight for us now, but you're basically just meat fodder. And other times you have bigger guys, some people get screwed over, other people get what they want. But from the human side, they're like, we got to get in there and sometimes just nuke an entire area, because it's better to do that than give the enemy side more people. This is a very rudimentary.
No, I'm learning.
He went way more into depth, and
I'm sure. Yeah,
like I said, Warhammer 40K is so
it's dense,
chock full of lore.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the game. You played a lot of Vermintide, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say it's just a 40K skinned Vermintide, or is that too reductive?
I would say that's a little too reductive. This one, like I said, the actual way the game is focused is a lot more gunplay. The gunplay feels good in this, whereas I would say in Vermintide, there's less of that. There's still a lot of melee-centered focus stuff, but you can see like pretty much everybody has a gun, and it's important to note that the gunplay does feel good in this. Vermintide, it's frustrating a lot of times as an archer or as a ranger class, which is what I play usually. Just depending on what your settings are for the level that you play in Vermintide, it can be very frustrating. Sometimes hit detection, sometimes ammo. Ammo's a huge one with that one. This one, it seems like they have ammo spread out pretty good.
Do you have like a melee alternative if you run out of ammo?
You do have melee. Yeah, everybody has melee still.
Okay.
See, I just switched over to my thingy do there, but this one definitely has a higher focus on gunplay, as opposed to just straight up melee all the time for most.
Cool.
Is that big dude on your side, or?
Yeah, he's on our side. That's Burke.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that an ogre?
Something.
Ogre,
Ogre something. I don't. There's a specific term for it.
Yeah.
It centers around ogre.
Yeah.
Ogre. Oregon. Oregon.
Are you speaking Swedish again?
I don't
know. Ogren.
Ogren. You see Ogren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was
cool game.
It was just closed beta, right? It's not
closed beta.
It's got delayed,
I think.
Next one
comes up.
So
yeah. It was there you go. Closed beta test.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Cool. That's that. Generally, I would move on to another thing, but I know you played some Rabbids last night. Zeke, I don't know if you've jumped into the second Rabbids. I know you were a huge fan of the first one. So I'm going to have Max talk about it. He did a sponsored stream for full disclosure.
I did.
How was the Rabbids? Max, what'd you think?
It was fun. It was good. I really enjoyed the first game. I didn't beat the first game, but I really enjoyed it. It's the perfect marriage of like two different franchises and IPs coming together.
Yeah.
Like it works really, really. I didn't know what to expect with the first game. I was like, Rabbids. I don't even know much of like the Rabbids and stuff. But having the silly ridiculousness of the Rabbids paired with Mario works really well. And in this one too, it's like more on like cosmic kind of scale and problem, as opposed to, oh yeah, this is a doodle that my wife made. Yay, that's
nice.
Sombrero Rabbid.
Too bad.
Yeah, super cool. For me too, somebody that doesn't play a lot of like XCOM and stuff on my own, for turn-based tactic type of games, this is the game for me to play that and get that fix, because it's a little less serious, a little more forgiving, but still has challenge for those that want it. I like the fact too that like at the beginning of each fight, you can ramp up the difficulty. So if you found the last fight to be,
oh really, that's cool,
kind of easy. Yeah, you can change the difficulty per fight if you want to.
Does it
that's really neat.
Does the difficulty add anything to the game apart from just making it harder? Like, do you get more resources or XP or level or anything like that?
I would imagine you get more. I couldn't tell you because I, sponsored segment number 1. So I was like, I ain't trying to get my ass kicked. and even not sponsored segment. I'm like, these types of games I'm mainly just playing for funsies. I'm not trying to like go for like especially while I'm learning the game. Yeah, super cool. I really enjoyed it. Fucking Rabbids Peach there on the right doing work. She's gorgeous, number one. Significantly better than regular Peach.
Yeah.
I love her personality type. Even the first one, it's just like that influencer.
She's an influencer,
sort of,
yeah,
exactly. So she says like all these little off the cuff like one liners and stuff. Like she'll heal somebody and say like super healing vibes, some dumb shit like that.
Sure,
I'm about it. Expect. Not everybody will be, but I like it because it's very self-aware.
Yeah, I know in the first one you couldn't free move. That's like one of their big things for this.
You can free move.
Is you can just do whatever. You can walk around.
That's the first thing that the first thing I noticed when I played. I expected it to be just like rigid, more tactical or turn-based movement like XCOM or the first game. Yeah. I was like, whoa, you can move around. It works really well too. It's a great system because you're still limited by the movement range that you can go in, but they have some cool stuff you can do where you saw me as a Princess Rabbid Peach or whatever do that dash attack. That dash attack is something you can do within the free movement and doesn't cost any action points.
Just free damage.
So you can do that as like a bonus kind of like free damage. It's not like super powerful, but it can be very, very beneficial.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't think it was in the first one, maybe it was, but there's a team jump mechanic where if you have, say, Mario and Rabbid Peach together in close proximity, they have a team jump thing that they can do where it boosts up one of them, whoever you choose, to like kind of go up on this like little propeller thingy and like float down like little Mary Poppins within a range. And that's an upgraded ability too. You can upgrade that so that you can float longer and further. So that's another aspect too of like movement tactically to get a little extra better positioning and whatever.
Yeah. How's the story? About the same? Same presentation, all that stuff?
See, I'd have to remember back to the way it was in the first one. This one, I think, is a little bit more heavier on the balance of like free adventure, walking around in this environment. Like this is a whole area that I can move around in and explore different stuff throughout it. And then there's battles within it. I don't remember if that was how it was before. I want to say it was more rigid with the first one. Am I wrong? Do you remember?
Maybe I didn't play much of the first one. I know Zeke loved it. It was on. I want to say it was on like one of your game of the year list, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it was on my top 10. It was a lot of fun. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit too goofy, a little bit too Mario, but like the strategy was there. Like there was a good amount of strategy in there, and it was the action. Like getting to the action was fairly quick. Not a lot of time in the middle there with fluff or flavor text or whatever.
Yeah, I think like people are saying. I thought the first one was more like on rails. So yeah, confirmed that this one brings in a little bit more elements of like Mario free roam, and then having those battles spread out throughout the world that you're exploring. Yeah. So it's not as like completely open-ended as like say like a Mario Odyssey or something like that. But you can see I'm like exploring an area. There's like little bits and stuff for me to discover. So they frame it that way. You get to this planet that I'm on. Planet's like a floating rock in space. And then here's problem with this area. The dark mist, they called it, is corrupted this area. You got to figure out how to save this area and remove that threat. So I have to go around within this now level that I have, this world.
Yeah.
And free roam around talk to the different people and do this different thing. And scattered throughout that are battles and encounters.
Cool.
So what I just said I liked about the first one,
they removed.
They're gonna make me dislike the second one more.
Review wise, I don't.
Time in between battles was short. We lengthened it. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know how much you factor in like reviews, but I think this one reviewed a lot better, Zeke. In terms of
you
just
can
like
still just railroad straight to you see on the top left there, that mini map.
Yeah,
it shows you your like main quest thing, so you could just beeline it there. Everything else, okay. You don't necessarily need to do the other stuff.
Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can just go straight to battle. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, because I watched another streamer do a sponsored stream of this, and I was confused because like Max was doing stuff that he didn't do because he just mainlined it. Like he was fighting the boss within like 20 minutes, whereas you like walked around and actually did stuff in the little. town or whatever, the world, the greater world.
The benefit to doing the stuff that that I'm doing here, I guess, would be one, obviously just for the story aspect of it and exploring the world.
Yeah.
But also, as you're doing that, this is like a little chest that I found in the bottom of one of the houses of somebody here. Like, my grandfather had some stuff in the basement. You can have it if you want. And I just got some like currency basically that can help like supercharge some of my guys.
Yeah.
Or you get currency within the world to go to the shop and get like a mushroom that heals you in battle, or an explosive device, or just little things that augment the gameplay a little bit. So there's some flavor and options if you want to do it. So you do get rewarded for your time for it, but do you need that stuff to win the battles? No. Will it make it a little bit easier? Probably, if you're struggling.
I will say and I don't know if it was the difficulty that they were playing on, but that first boss just obliterated them. When you first get the like cloud looking dude in your party.
Yeah. I got
they got like
that
one
too.
shot.
if you skip forward a little bit too, you'll probably find it. Yeah, it's like the Claw something. I can't remember his name, but he destroyed me. Yeah, just a little bit after this. Yeah.
Yeah, this dude right here. This dude just absolutely destroyed the entire.
Yeah, this is
party.
me trying. I think Mario's down. The cloud looking dude is down. It's just Rabid Peach, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Tough.
Every time you attack him too, it aggroes him to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see, I got him like kind of down, and I'm just trying to dump as much damage as I can while moving. In this fight too, they're coming through like dark mist portals, like these like corrupted
ads
portals.
show up.
So the longer the fight goes on, ads show up more all around you. So if you're the last person alive, you're screwed. Yeah, it's tough.
Nice.
This one's tough.
Last question I have: how's it run? Like, what's the performance like?
Pretty good from what I've seen. I mean,
yeah,
it's not anything like amazing graphic wise, but it's fine enough for this style of game for me. You know what I mean? I don't expect anything like to be really crazy performance or graphics wise for a Mario Rabbids game. It's running on a Switch and it's a Nintendo game, which they don't tend to push the envelope very much with that kind of stuff anyways.
Yeah, they just can't because the hardware.
Yeah, it's fine. I didn't really notice a whole lot of performance issues.
Yeah, if I end up playing this, I'll probably play it on the Switch 2. Wink. That's how I'll check it out. Yeah, we'll see.
Look at this guy. I got him down so low.
Did you not kill him?
No, I didn't. I died shortly. This is me trying to say, like, can I res the person? No. Okay. Let's just do damage. There's enemies all around me that just eventually.
You're in a bad way. It
wasn't good.
Zeke, you gonna grab
Fun
this
game though?
What's that?
You gonna grab it
eventually? Yeah, I will eventually.
Is this something you'd stream, or you gotta keep it to you? Keep it to your own.
I don't know. I probably won't stream it.
Yeah.
I hate streaming Switch games. I really do.
What?
I do. Like I don't mind playing Switch on the Switch screen, the small screen, but like capturing it is just like it feels like a step backwards. It feels like because the hardware, just the
just
Switch
looks
hardware
rough.
is just, yeah, it's just
I get it. I understand it. Zeke, anything you want to bring up here? What have you been playing the past 2 weeks?
I've been playing well, I guess we could start with a game that I've been playing a shitload of, but I don't think I streamed it a lot, but I because I'm trying to get all the achievements at Brotato, which is an auto shooter, to use the newly coined phrase that we came up with. I played a lot of that. It's a good like idle, or not idle, but it's a good play around, see if you get to the end kind of a game.
What's it called? Brotato?
It doesn't take too long. Yeah, Brotato. Just like it sounds.
Gotcha.
So Brotato, as you might assume, you play as an egg, or what looks like an egg. It doesn't look like a potato. It looks like a fucking egg. But it's an auto shooter, so you don't have to aim. You just it's just like Vampire Survivors. You just directional buttons. You get power-ups after every round, or you get opportunity to either collect them during the round. In crates. You level up to level up your skill just like this, and then you go to you can reroll, go to the shop. All those stats on the right hand side, you can focus on your build. If you're doing like a a crit build, a damage build, elemental build, whatever. There's all kinds of different stuff. Lots of different characters and weapons to unlock. Looks like there's 55 achievements, and I'm at 53. And I'm stuck on the last one. One of the achievements are like difficulty levels. There's 6 different difficulty levels starting at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck at 5 trying to get a build and a character that works. Each character that you start with, that you can pick from, that you unlock throughout the game, has different stats, different pluses and minuses a lot of times. And they're really cool. They're not just like, this character has more speed. This character has more, damage.
Yeah.
It's, this character has 1 arm. So you only get to equip 1 weapon, whereas as a normal character, you can equip 6. But they also have, they get more experience or something like that. So it's a nice, way they have varied the different builds you can do. And there's many, many different varied weapons as well. I was one of my first characters that you get is a mage, right? And it says starts with this and this, but it has minus 100 melee, minus 100 range. I'm like, how the fuck can you even damage anything if you don't have any ranged or melee damage? But he starts off with a weapon that burns, and burning damage is elemental damage, so it's completely different type of damage. Your wand itself is doing 1, but the effect is doing a lot more. So it's like that. It's lots of different ways to make your builds and stuff. And the waves, you go through 20 waves to beat. You get to the boss, and that's an entire run is 20 waves.
Yeah.
And I think they start off at 15 or 20 seconds, and then the last wave is I want to say 75, maybe.
Jeez.
75 or 90 seconds or something like that. So it's not really it's, about a half an hour, give or take, for a run. It's straightforward and simple enough that you can grasp it right away. But it's kind of like Isaac in that, okay, this build or this item will go with this item. And most of the items have a plus and a minus. See that the snail, the second one to the right, has minus 10 enemy speed, but also minus 5% your own speed. So you're like, okay, you got to weigh the options, because most of them are like that, a plus and a minus. So, but it's been a lot of fun. It's a fun little time waster. Music, I will say, is fucking phenomenal in it. They're bops, very
that's good.
driving, bassy EDM music.
Cool.
So it's fun to play and fun to listen to. Nothing really super revolutionary. It's just everything that's in it is done really well.
Yeah. It's an auto battler. Yep. Looks like Meat Boy graphics as well, style wise.
Yeah, a little bit. Looks like it's taking some inspiration from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Flash game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. What else? Sorry, I've got 4 pets have just
all good. I mean, I have a slew of indie games that I've been playing. I guess I could talk about I played through Metal Gear Solid for the very first time.
I saw a little bit of you doing
through
that.
It.
Wait, what?
And getting to the end of Metal Gear Solid, because as people would ask, you never finished Metal Gear Solid. No.
Wait, the very first one?
Yes, I did play it. I played Twin Snakes on the GameCube, but I did not beat it. I got to Psycho Mantis, and then I had to leave my friend's house because it wasn't my game or system. I was playing it at his place.
Well, and also Psycho Mantis.
How
you
was
can't
it?
beat Psycho Mantis. I mean, he takes the memory card.
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah. In your controller.
Okay.
Turn the game off.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad that I experienced the entire story and all of its ups and downs and all the jank controls and blah blah blah. I'm glad I experienced it as an adult. And I don't look back on it with rose-colored glasses, because it's got a lot of old on it, and it's
Oh yeah.
It's rough sometimes. It really is rough sometimes.
You didn't even play the remaster. You're playing like the original.
Oh yeah. I played the original, baby. Metal Gear. Oh, so it's green, but it's the greatest hits.
Yeah.
On 2 discs. And here's the reason why. It was for 100 months of appreciation stream, and I got it the PC port on GOG.
Oh.
Now, the thing with that was that I got to the fucking Psycho Mantis fight, and it drove me insane because I know the trick of, you know, the old trick was take your control out of port 1 and put it in port 2 so Psycho Mantis can't read your controls.
Yeah.
The way they did it on the PC port is instead of using the controller, use the keyboard. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this? Like, I can't control this fucking game with a keyboard now.
It's not
and
that
I looked
hard.
at like the keyboard layout that they had.
Is it
and
not
it was,
WASD?
You know, fucking old style insanity like layout for their keys. So I was like, fuck this. And I wanted to check it out. Like I said, I'm gonna play this again.
Yeah.
I'm good because I got past the Psycho Mantis fight eventually, and it was like the end of the stream. So I was like, you know what? I want to play this again. But you know what? I do want to play it on the original hardware. So I got a PS1, or I had a PS1 from a previous game, and so I bought the greatest hits copy, and I played it, and it was really good. A lot of nostalgia, especially when you kick on that sound, that PS1 sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, every time I did that, people were like, "Ah, yay, chills." And not only that, but the fucking script and the in this game, the dialogue,
it's
the
incredible.
convoluted weirdo fucking story.
It's incredible.
That just, it is like Ready Player One. You know that? Like I haven't read the book, but I've read like excerpts of pages of Ready Player One. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
With a Japanese like tint on it. You know? It's so like ridiculous and funny and unintentionally funny.
It's why
and just,
Kojima is beloved, man. That dialogue's pristine.
But I will say, like, this is something that came up during the playing of that game. Was I think that there is for a lot of people, there's a fine line between genius and total asshole. And
yeah,
I still fall on the side of total asshole for Kojima. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's just like, there's a lot of pretentiousness there.
When you use asshole there, it's more pretentiousness, is what you're trying to say.
Pretentious, dude. Like sniff his own farts kind of thing. That's always where I land on Kojima.
Exactly the analogy I used. Thank you, Gas.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
100%.
like, I actually said, like, I picture him just going.
Yeah. Well,
it's so deep, you guys can't possibly understand it.
No, in a lot of ways, I feel like Kojima is enabled by his fan base to be like that.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Which is why I'm totally for it.
Because
like I'm like, great, do your thing, Kojima. Like, why not?
It's not even necessarily his fault. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To your point, like he's been so enabled and praised by just loyalist Kojima fan people in general. Where it's just, of course, he would have this inflated sense of ego and his ability to create a story and it's just all these interweavings. You just don't get it. For people that don't get it, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You don't get it.
He just watches a lot of action movies and he put it into games, and I think that's fucking great.
The thing is, it's like talking to an 8 or 9 year old kid. It's like, and then the helicopter came in, and then Octopus Man came in, and
which is great.
And then this other guy came in, and he can control your mind. You don't even know he can control your mind. And then this really hot lady came in, and she started shooting because she's really good with guns. You know, like, and then this guy from a Western movie that I saw once, he came in and he started shooting revolver bullets at you.
What's his name? What would you name him? What would you give him his name? What's his name?
I'm gonna call him Revolver. What was that animal we saw at the zoo? Ocelot. That's what I'm gonna call him.
That's correct.
That is correct. Yeah,
That's his name.
Revolver Ocelot. God.
Which is and now all that I love all that. I love the like
Yeah.
I look at it as like silliness, but there's some people that are just like he's so smart. He's such an auteur. And it's like motherfucker, this guy like fell in love with dumb action movies and turned it into a game. That's great.
I'm on
I
board
had a
with the
blast
silliness.
with it the whole way through.
Yeah.
And it's just the question of like, can you see it for what it is? It's like, Ready Player One, if you think that's a well-written piece of storytelling, like you're not someone I probably want to hang out with. But if you can enjoy it, knowing all of that, that's fine. That's exactly what happened with this. Like I loved it all the way through because I was looking forward to the next time when like a serious moment, like, so you killed your father? Yup, was the response. Y-U-P, yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the moments I love and live for.
Have
and
you
I
played?
Cannot wait. I'm actually buying. I'm getting Metal Gear Solid 2 shipped to me right now.
So you've never played MGS2 because MGS2 is actually where it starts to get like MGS1 was pretty tame. Metal Gear Solid 2 is like officially batshit, and some of the stuff that it like. I'm actually impressed you haven't played that. I'm kind of excited for you to talk about it because MGS2 is I think where Kojima realized the type of bullshit that people enjoyed, and he like quadruples down on it in so many different ways.
So
in
good.
that film.
I can't wait.
I want to maybe go back and play these because I never actually played through all of them either. I've played like maybe a little bit from some. I don't even remember when, but I've never played them full
they're
way
weird,
through
man.
any of the games.
I mean, they're weird, but they're also just like incredibly fun and incredibly
it would probably
hyperbolic.
be fun to experience it with all the people that are super fanboys, in general of the game.
I will say they're tough to stream. I watched S-Fan recently played through all of them, and they were incredibly difficult to stream because they have a rabid speedrunning fan base on Twitch.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll tell all those people to go fuck themselves. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
you gotta be careful. Anyways,
you gotta be careful.
Yeah, but it would be fun, I think, at least to a point. And then, if it doesn't go well and people don't give a shit about me playing it, then I'll just throw it to the wayside and I'll keep moving on with my life.
But I mean, in Metal Gear Solid,
I can't commit to playing all of the games. If it's just no one cares, right?
Here's the thing. They put a vampire in Metal Gear Solid 2.
All right. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that does make sense.
Could a vampire stand up against the Hind D? The Hind D?
You should play. I'm excited for you to play 2. Specifically the end of 2. And then if you get to 4, then you're on it. Then like you've eclipsed Kojima bullshit and you're like accepting it. And you're on like the next level of Kojima bullshit. Because 4 is also just like, all right, Kojima, let's wrap 2 hours later. All right, Kojima, let's wrap this up. 5 hours. Kojima, wrap it up.
The cutscenes too, right?
That is exactly what I was going to next. I was going to talk about that because that's another reason why I'm glad I played this like the first all the way through time as an adult. Because I have been around, I know about Metal Gear Solid. I've watched speed runs of it. I watched, I'm aware of how it works. If I bought this game as a kid, I would probably be quite upset about how many hours were in cutscenes and just talking, like back and forth over comms. I would not like that. I wanted an actiony, espionage, sneaking around, choking dudes out game.
Yeah.
And that's not what you get. Like it's like the Twitch cut. It's about 70-30 or 50-50 depending on the game.
Yeah. There's in 4 you're literally walking through a hallway for about an hour. I think if I recall that correctly. And like it's very dramatic.
It's a part of the experience.
And like it's really silly. But it's silly in like the fun way. Like it.
See, the thing is, Kojima is brilliant in the sense that he's making you do this, but he's not making you do it. And while he's doing it, he's having you appreciate gameplay as it is normally presented to you. See, when it's removed, the player has a healthier appreciation for what Kojima gives you when he decides to let you play the game as it is normally played, right? The hallway is obviously one of the best parts of the game because of that reason. You develop a healthier appreciation for the regular gameplay.
Yeah.
You'd get that if you got Kojima, but not everybody does. Not everybody gets his genius.
100% right. The other thing that Kojima does is he goes outside the box, and like so many of the things that he allows for his games to actually occur, you're just like, no other game would do that because it's so absurd and outlandish. But that's why you play a Kojima game, because you can sit there and fight a boss and learn, walk away and leave your PlayStation on for 24 hours and the boss will die of old age.
And when you said he thinks outside the box, he does.
He quite literally does.
But he also thinks inside the box. And I never found a good use for that cardboard box except to get the joke calls. Like, are you in a box, Snake? Like, yeah, pretty great, right? Like,
yeah. But it's moments like that where everyone knows exactly that's played it because it's such a memorable thing, because it's so absurd and outlandish that, you know, it sticks with you. And I think that's why like he's so well regarded when it comes to his games, because people are playing his games looking for that experience. The fortunate thing is with Death Stranding, everyone remembers you just walked. That's what you, or you had some like really absurd, fucking crazy, stupid, long path that took you like 10 hours to build. And then it just speeds everything up.
That was my first real taste of Kojima. Like I had played a couple hours here, couple hours there of different Kojima games.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, okay, I think I got a handle on this. If I had played Metal Gear Solid, the original Metal Gear Solid, like this game right here, if I had played that before playing Death Stranding, man, I bet I would have had a ton more fun.
You would be more accepting of its bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. Going in with like, you know, knowing that it's just going to be fart smelling like all the way down. Like every single thing, it's going to be a lot of either walking stairwells or, you know, just periods of time where you're not doing anything in particular that's fun or game-like.
Yeah.
If I knew that to prepare for that, I probably would have had a way better time.
Probably.
Yeah. I think in general, with not just something like these games, but any sort of old IP or stuff, that nostalgic franchises that I missed, I actually really enjoy the fact that I can play them as an adult, because I know, like what you said before, you have a healthier appreciation for them now that you know how these games work and all this stuff. You know a little bit about them, and you're able to judge them with your adult eyes and experiences. So you have a healthier appreciation for what it was. Whereas young you probably, like you said, would have gotten really frustrated and been like, this game sucks. Yeah. So I
probably would have quit.
That's not even limited. That's limited to any creative thing at all, whether it be movies, TV shows, or anything. Like if you're able to go back and watch it, or better, you're able to watch something for the first time. Like I've been watching, not recently, but Deep Space Nine. We were doing our watch parties of that, and I did not watch that when I was younger. As an adult now, I'm like, the show is awesome, and I'm so glad I'm watching it now as an adult, because I missed that when I was a kid, and I wouldn't have appreciated all the stuff that was happening.
Yeah, you're right. One of my favorite, every time Death Stranding gets brought up, I played it, but I didn't have this type of appreciation for it. And having read this or heard it described to me this way, I have a much deeper appreciation for that game. Slight spoilers, but not really. Someone described Death Stranding as, Margaret Qualley just told me that she was carrying her conjoined twin's body, but it turned into a ghost after a terrorist attack, and I had to cut the ghost umbilical cord with magic handcuffs. In the next cutscene, a baby peed on Guillermo del Toro. Somewhere in the middle of this, I had to put Margaret Qualley in a body bag, escape a demonic octopus dog, hop on a motorcycle from Norman Reedus' AMC show, and drive her over icy mountains while she tells me stories from when she was in the womb. That all happened in that game.
Yeah.
Like verbatim. And it's fucking batshit.
It's how you save America, JP.
Right.
Dummy.
That's how you save America, by the way, is by doing all that.
I don't want to be too egotistical or self-centered now, but like, it sounds like my experience with Cats, the Cats movie.
Yes.
Like it sounds a little
It's on
bit
that
like,
same level,
like
man.
that. It's like, now Judi Dench is here. She can save the movie. Nope, she's not. Fuck everything. Angelical, blah, blah, blah. Like, holy God.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense.
I never saw that movie.
Don't matter.
We've talked about it as well on the show, but I've never seen it as well.
I wonder if that's on Watch Party, because that might be a fun one.
Yeah. Also, the main character's name is Sam Porter Bridges, and he connects people.
Yeah. Sam, did you get it though? Sam Porter Bridges.
It was right in front of us the whole time.
But what about I get Porter and Bridges,
me.
but Sam?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Sam.
I don't know.
There's probably some deeper meaning that we're missing.
Probably is.
How about Die Hardman? You like that guy?
Yeah.
I like Hartman.
Yeah, he was cool. They had some interesting characters. They were just also stupid. Also, it was Uncle Sam, I think, is why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because America.
Okay, there we go.
Because America.
Wasn't his mom the president?
Sam Porter Bridges.
Or he was working for the president?
Yeah.
I forget. It's been so long.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll save my commentary on
like Samwise because walking.
There you go. That also might be it. You never know.
That would copy.
Yeah. I'll talk about and Shroud is also playing it right now, so we can talk about it on the 6th when it comes to Gotham Knights. Because that's been a interesting game to
saw you play a little bit
play
of that,
on Twitch for the reasons that like it's the game to shit on. It's the shit on this game for the week type deal.
Is it?
Yeah. And it to be fully honest about it, it does have things to shit on appropriately.
Yeah.
But
specifically what? I'm gonna miss this
well,
discussion
I mean, I run a 4090 and it's pushing 70 FPS in the open world.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that well optimized in the open world. So that's got some issues, and it
maybe I won't check it out anytime soon. I was considering maybe checking it out, but
yeah,
I just heard a lot of people gave it a meh out of yawn. Like
yeah,
that's like
I think if you don't have an affinity or an interest in the characters in the world, with like a pre-understanding of, the Batman Rogues Gallery and that type of stuff, then it's definitely a skip because it's not doing anything new. But I'm playing it because like fucking Clayface is in that game, and that's dope as shit because Clayface is an incredible villain that is not represented in like games at all. The fact that he's in that game, I'm like trying to get to him. That's my
auto clicker, right? Or what's going on right now? Somebody's clicking a mouse a whole bunch.
Probably me.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
I just clicked the mouse.
What is that? What is that?
Nervous tick click. That's what they call it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I like Clayface a lot.
This is what I do now.
I know you got the egg.
It's just
you didn't get 1,000 bits though, so you can't do that.
It's just what I'm doing.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that on the 6th because I know Shroud has been playing it as well, so we'll have a discussion about that. What else? I got back into Overwatch, y'all. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah, talk about that. How are you enjoying
There's
Overwatch
nothing to talk
1.5?
about. It fucking game sucks.
It's the same game, right? It is the same game, right? It's the same game.
No,
right?
It's not.
It has to be.
It's not the same game. On the surface level, it is the exact same game. When you get into it, it's absolutely not the same game. However, it's the same game. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Been playing with Sips completely off stream, but it's pretty funny. Our voice comms, because we don't really talk to each other. We just kind of talk at each other. And both of us are just like, this game's so bullshit, man. Why the fuck are we playing this? Just back and forth about how bullshit it is and how stupid X character is. And that's Overwatch.
I would play it with
play it with friends for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would play it if you were, well, you know what? I don't know if I would play with you because you probably roll with people that are very serious about it. And I would
not me
like
and Sips is not necessarily. We could totally play.
Okay, well, I would play with you if there was an understanding that I'm going to be terrible trash and I'm gonna probably just be goofing the whole time because there's no way that I'm gonna actually be like really competitive or good because all the players, because it's the same game. Everybody that was good at Overwatch is still good at Overwatch. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And that player base is still translated over to.
Well, it's also worse too
game.
because it's free to play. All of the like Valorant people have swapped over, and they're generally like pretty fucking bad at the game because they're like, while they both are FPSs, the skills don't translate. Like Valorant's very much a like camp a corner type game, whereas Overwatch is constantly move and constantly shoot type deal. But you get the people, like the common line that you see is, bro, I just started playing this game 3 days ago and I'm already at your skill level. You need to stay humbled. Like I've gotten that exact line multiple times from just random people because I told them like, swap characters, you fucking suck on Junkrat or something like that, right? That's what they tell me. So it's they're matching my aggressiveness, right? It's not just a out of nowhere commentary with that, but that's where the trash talk is in that world.
You get toxic on that game? How toxic do you get?
I'll tell you this. Wait, in Overwatch or Valorant? I'd say I get about the same in both. I was communications disabled in Valorant 2 weeks ago. I don't know for what, but I think it's I'm not gonna. There's a 4-letter word that Australians love to use, and apparently Valorant doesn't like that. So I think I got reported for that because I called someone while playing, and Valorant was like, "You're banned for 3 days."
Mate?
You can't. Yeah, it's mate. Yeah. They don't like calling people mate. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm about the same, Max, in general. I'll go back and forth with folks.
After watching you play a little bit of Valorant too, I was like, oh man, that could be fun. And I was like, no, don't do it.
It's fun until it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun until it's not. So that's where I'm at.
You still got that knife that talks to you?
No, in the world of knives, I spent $50 and got a knife, Max, that is a collaboration with the musical artist Zed, and it plays a song that he put into the game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I walk around.
What an age we live in for video games, eh?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
My knife in my FPS game plays a song from musical artist Zed, who made a song for the game.
He did like a full collaboration. He's got a full. I just got I spent $20 and got a rifle that plays the same song so that I could be on a different gun and also hear the same song.
Oh, these are in-game items.
Yeah. I didn't buy a knife that like it's not like an ocarina thing.
I thought it flipped like a greeting card when it flips open, it plays the fucking song or something.
Yeah.
How much money do you think I could get if I collab with them and maybe we got a knife that says I can smell you in the Morgan Freeman voice?
Well, first off, they'd have to collaborate.
And I get a cut. Yeah, I'd have to talk to them.
Valorant makes a lot of money off their skins. Like a lot of money. I mean, they charge $50 for a knife, and it's a skin, and it does nothing but look and or make noise.
Crazy. But people love showing off that special stuff. And then even when I was watching you people ask you like, yo, can I get a drop? Like, because they want to check out your gun. You have your special gun.
Yo, give me a drop. I want that drop. Why do you want that drop? It's an aquarium. It's got fish in the gun. Yeah, but you need to focus on the people you're shooting. No, give me your fucking drop.
Can I get that drop? Can you drop it real quick? I want to see it. It looks cool.
It's just nonstop.
Just do it, stupid.
It's nonstop.
God damn, that is so good. Oh,
yeah.
I don't watch
mine
doesn't sound
that much.
Mine just sounds really high pitched. It doesn't sound like Max. Yeah.
Well, I'm changing the way I talk while I'm doing it. It's probably
I'm not
differently too.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll turn that off.
Now, when you stab somebody with a knife, do they hear the song?
No.
Oh.
No one. I don't think anyone can hear the song except me.
God damn it! That might be a selling point. If you stab somebody, you had to get close enough to actually stab them with it, and then they could hear the song as they were dying, as kind of
as a thing.
The new teabag or the new dab.
Yeah.
It stabs people and it just hits them with a big punchy kick like that, just like
Yeah. Oh, if we're pulling out the soundboard, I changed my censor button, Zeke. It's no longer the high-pitched noise. Do you want to hear what it is?
Sure.
It's just me screaming.
Right.
Non-stop.
Ew, oh,
It just cuts
excellent.
in anything, yeah. That's me playing some game. Getting mad at people. Anyways.
I just realized now I can change the tone of the sensor because of course you can. I haven't messed with it at all.
Yeah, you
like
can
the
edit
sensor
all that
button.
shit. Yeah. Zeke, are you still on a Go XLR?
The cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
I do indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any inclination to change it or no? You send your ways for now until it gives you a reason not to.
There's no reason for me to money up my stuff yet because like I don't need it's too much gun for me. Don't need it.
Sure.
Won't use it. Like
Yeah.
all the bells and whistles and stuff. I might later on if I me and a buddy or a couple of buddies are trying to do. They invited me to do their like podcast and stuff, but
Yeah.
he just had a baby, so that's kind of on hold. But
Got it.
we might check it out then because
Yeah.
it's a great podcast for one because it has like 4 inputs.
Yeah. It services that industry well in that regard. Anyways, you guys want to wrap up the show?
I don't
Good
know.
show.
Do you
Yeah.
want to wrap up?
I
Show?
had a good
If you want to.
I mean, I got a
suppose.
sponsored stream in like a minute, so we should probably wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
Sounds
a pretty
Sounds
good show.
Yeah, you know,
Nice
if
to
I
be
had to
back
rate
on.
if I had to rate our show, I'd say it was about a 8.4, 8.5. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take that rating.
We had some informational stuff there with Mike. We got a nice inside joke with the Hawk goof. Like that's a thing that'll probably live on past this.
Mhm.
Talk some games. It's good.
I'd say for the first like 100 minutes of the show, it was like 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then, anything over that was 5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Also, I'm downloading Magic the Gathering Arena again. I'll let you know next week how my mental health
Have
is
you
doing.
now? I do have. It's not because a sponsored stream was just to have to start right now. But have you downloaded
Yeah.
Marvel Snap yet?
I have not.
You might.
Mm.
It's on Steam now. You might.
It's on Steam now, huh?
Yeah, you can download it on Steam. Also on mobile.
Well, hey,
devices,
that
all
just-
stuff.
That just sounds like they made it easier for people to play a potentially quality game.
It's true.
I don't know.
So it's not a proprietary launcher then.
No.
Wow. That's neat. Maybe I will download it.
Let me go ahead and
Is it
check
free?
that one off the box. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's free.
Nice.
Do you have a tracking link that I can use there, JP?
I believe I do actually.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Have
you
you
better.
Are you officially sponsored now? Have
Oh,
you
shit.
disclosed that? Because you should disclose that if you are.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
I forgot we didn't even talk about Scorn.
Nice.
But
God,
it's
I heard
because
that
me
game
and
was
Code
bad.
both played.
Yeah,
We'll
wait
talk
for
about it next week
wait
or
for Code.
whatever when Code's back.
Yeah.
'Cause I wanna talk.
I heard it
with
was
him about it.
bad. Is that true?
It's,
I heard that too.
It's a whole thing. It's
Or
not
lots of
bad
puzzles,
in and
I
of
heard.
itself.
Okay.
It's just a lot of common misconceptions before going into the game made people disappointed, and they did make some very, very bad mistakes
Okay.
in the game.
Did you
that
play?
I would love to talk about.
Did you play a Plague Tale, Zeke?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
I watched a full playthrough of that. I don't know what the fuck happened at the end of that game. Like, it like kind of builds and it seems fine, looks great, runs well, blah blah blah. Hits the end of that game and the writer's just like, let's fuck it all up. Let's put some dumb shit in here, and it got real silly. I think Co
Is it the same
played
thing
it,
with
so.
is it the same thing with what was it, the recent second iteration of the zombie game parkour?
Dying Light 2?
That one. They fucked that up
I
too.
mean, the ending of that was pretty bad. I don't know if
No, it
the
was terrible.
beginning
It
of
wasn't pretty bad. It was awful.
You're right about that.
The
Yeah.
You
ending
should have
was
just taken a page out of
garbage.
Kojima's book and taken a page out of Kojima's book and just fucked it up all the way through from
Yeah.
start to finish.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Mhm.
Real bad. All right, let's do some shout outs. I don't know if these are set up properly. Zeke. Hey.
That's my name. What's up, everybody? Want to give a big thanks to Mike Minton and GassyMexican, Mr. Max, for joining us today Appreciate you guys coming on the show and filling in for Ko, who I think is having butt surgery, but don't quote me on that. I just heard.
Yeah, he's getting implants. We weren't supposed to talk about that though.
Yeah, he's getting his butt enlarged. Anyways, thank you, JB, for being my co-host of with a Mo host every week. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to check me out, I stream mostly every day except Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific. Tomorrow is my tabletop role-playing show called 100 Club. That is on twitch.tv/table story starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a Cowboy Bebop inspired scum and villainy rule set game that we're playing. So a lot of fun. But suddenly today, for some reason, it just all came together that I have enough of the 100-month sub appreciation streams to do another week of it, another 4 days of it. So tentatively, this is how it's looking. Monster Prom 3 co-op on Tuesday.
Ooh.
Monster Hunter Rise on Wednesday.
God, okay.
Hotline Miami speedrun attempts. Like I've always said, like I want to try a speedrun. And Bilbo Baggins was like, that's what I want for my 100-month. I want you to follow through with that. So I'm like, okay. Sweet. So I'm gonna learn, watch videos, like figure out routing and all that kind of shit. And we're gonna do that on Thursday. And then Friday, for our lovely Jules, Julia. I'm going to play Dreamlight Valley. And I have no idea what it is.
Boy,
but I'm going to love it.
The game's dope.
Max,
I like that game.
We'll talk to you all about that. I should have brought that up. Did you get the update this week, Max?
I haven't played the update yet. I'm gonna play it.
Aaron is an addict. She
Scar's in there.
She's already done everything in the game. I think she has
it's a Disney thing?
Yeah.
It's like actually Disney licensed?
Yeah. I think she's
wow, I didn't know that.
I think Aaron's put 300 hours into that game. It's been out.
Might have to get my Aladdin pants on.
Yeah. It's been out like a month or something like that. She plays the shit out of that game. When it comes to your 100-monthers, is it only for is it a one stream thing, Zeke?
It's one stream unless I like the game enough to go back, like Metal Gear.
Okay.
Or something like that. More often than not, like I've never had a bad 100-month because it's I enjoy giving something back for someone who's supported me for so long.
Sure.
And it's one stream, so like whatever.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, like there's a gem that pops out. I'm like, man, I got to play more of that.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it does happen.
Yeah. I was because it's been anytime you mention it's like, oh yeah, I got to figure that out. Because I'm 4 months out or 3 months out or something.
Yep,
I might just be predictable and say like get to Shadowbringers or something in Final Fantasy and play that.
Ooh.
But you can't do that in the stream. I mean that's a 30+ hour. You stopped at Heaven's Ward, right?
Yep.
Did you do any of the post-patch content in Heaven's Ward, or did you stop? Yeah, so it's
honestly, it was so strange. It was just like I got to the end of the story, I max leveled. I did like one more day of playing it, and then I just completely lost my taste for it. I was like, I guess I don't want to do anymore.
You got like 80 hours or so to even get 80 to 100 to Shadowbringers, yeah. Anyways, Max, shoutouts. Oh, hold on, I gotta fix it.
I'm upside down.
Look, you're upside down because Ko is writes. That didn't work at all. Oh Jesus Christ!
Whatever, I'll do him upside down. Hi, it's me, the upside down streamer. There we go. I'm GassyMexican. I stream all sorts of stuff. Wouldn't you know it? I'm not getting butt surgery. I have a big old Mexican booty, so we're good there. Don't need to have that done. Best of luck to Ko and his butt enlargement procedure that is hypothetically going on. Find me on all the things. I go by GassyMexican. Usually we stream 9 p.m. Central pretty much every day. Usually Sundays are my day off, but schedule's been a little bit weird recently, so it's possible I'll be streaming later tonight. That'll probably be around 8:30, 9 p.m. Central if it does happen. Keep an eye on Twitter. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's always fun to come on here and guest. It was fun talking to Mike and good getting that info out to other people. Outside of that, I don't know. That's it. That's all I got for you guys.
Bold choice. There you go. We'll be back On the 6th, Shroud's going to be joining us. No episode next week. Me and Max are going to the petting zoo. We're going to watch out for those falcons there. You got to be careful with them. And then after that, we should just have shows every weekend.
Fuck. Oh.
I don't know if we're going to miss any episodes in November. I won't miss any episodes, I don't think. Maybe the 27th, because that's Thanksgiving weekend. But I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We'll talk about the 27th. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to Montana for that or not. Yeah.
Okay. So. All right. Yeah. We'll talk and Slack. We're out of here. I'm going to go do some sponsored streams and play some Marvel Snap. It's going to be weird because I'm just going to put all the money that I get back into the game in 2 hours time. Let's see if I can do it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another episode of Drop Frames. Max, we'll see you next weekend. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.